So the overtime worker contingency. Where in the TV show they they like wake them up or something at home, where in the TV show they're only in that personality when they enter the building. Essentially, theoretically, in Japan, they have these women that'll be dominant inside their house, and then they'll be submissive in two separate memory ways. It's essentially it's a similar kind of condition, okay? In that the reality is that what 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 goes into what those people do to create that in a psychological way. There's military guys that are trained that if they receive a certain methodology, that whenever they stumble upon somebody, a lot of times, if they suspect those people being put through essentially what is a restricted methodology, okay, that there's older people from military intelligence. A lot of times they'll just walk right in to somebody's house and they'll do some keyword deprogrammings to see if that person is suffering from the condition that they're trained to, they know about it. It verifies that a person has been put through that stuff. Then essentially what they do is they then basically the Pentagon will have a list of people that are known, people that were approved for that type of stuff, and that then they get it cross-referenced if it's somebody that they already know about. And so then the whole idea is that if they aren't on that list, then that is where the military intelligence starts somewhat of an investigation to who is doing that stuff. That stuff is restricted from people doing, basically. And that essentially, they kind of shine it up with some sort of, I'll tell you what the button kind of stuff is, okay? When they click over the button and the person wakes up or something like that. Nowadays, when they do this type of shit, they reinforce things with a background sound or a high pitched. It's a high frequency, high pitch that's heard subconsciously that essentially they turn on the sound and it reinforces the switching of memories and they're essentially the same. It's kind of like what that black women doctor was talking about, where they're still the same person basically. They just suffer from different memories. And you see how the fat guy or whatever, he doesn't even know at work, he doesn't even know about having a kid, okay? Basically. And so that's kind of where these people that created this TV show, I mean, it gets spruced up for TV, okay? It does. It does. But, what that just shit, okay? Okay, so let me just tell you, okay? What that psychological shit is was achievable in the 60s and shit, okay? It was. And so they, they reinforce things nowadays with extra technological ideas. This TV show kind of uses the Neuralink idea, but in reality, what usually actually gets used is a cochlear implant hearing aid that then has like an AI sat radio broadcast, private frequency broadcast in it. And so that's the kind of stuff that when you see them, like when the elevator goes down or whatever, then you see them like doing that or whatever. Okay. A lot of times what they're hearing in their speaker is what reinforces the like this. See that they'll be prone to switching the personalities anyways, and then they get sound trained to be switching personalities to the sound at the same time. And so mostly online, they'll just be crazy people that think that everybody's brain's controlled. This is where I weeded past those fucking idiots, okay? That stuff, you know, they sit around acting like they take control of people's brains and shit. I mean, that type of retarded shit is fucking retarded, okay? I'm not talking about that stuff. That stuff doesn't mean anything. Those are just retards that like to psych out people that aren't smart enough to really understand what fucking illusion ideas are and their stupid little fucking explanations and shit. What I'm talking about is the people that literally kind of fall in to this category of people with two separate memories. And so that is where I was able to research what those people do to those people to create that. And that this is like basically this Severance TV show is, you know, it's a TV show, but the things that they're showing in it represent like what the psychological outputs of those speaker reinforced split brain methods, okay? And then there's some older visual imagery in it also. See, the black guy, that is like where they used to have people that would test victims and military guys and that were trained at knowing what to say to their face that would have them switching, and that they were people who would test to see if that stuff happened to those people, right? I mean, there's also redheaded women in the CIA, just like the American Ultra movie. There's women that literally look just like that are the women that test. They walk up just like there's black dudes that look just like this that are tasked by essentially the CIA to be testing because they're like the ones that know how to they know how to test that stuff. And that's why I find it humorous, because I know what those people do. And it's like, you know, the TV show has this person as a type of sinister person, but yeah, it's like a TV show. The reality is that is like what they fucking look like when they and the chick in America Ultra that walks up and says keywords to his face. That is who they're. Those people are trained to be seeking a response. See, when they walk up saying that stuff to their face, and then then that kind of shit happens, that's how they know. That's how they know. Hey, those people are not doing anything to those people. They are merely verifying for the government whether that stuff is authentically happened to them. And so this is like where this whole TV show is just like, fuck. They just really, they even use the same images, and it's like the guy that got bashed over the fucking head with a baseball bat. That's the fuck cucker. That's what those dudes always look like. And this is like where, here's like a whole fucking shit. Whole shit. Filled with all the imagery of basically people that our government would utilize to find essentially what are S and M versions of MK Ultra victims. Okay? Basically. And that the fuckhucker usually has like see, the fuckhucker attempts to convince those type of people, of the ones that find those victims like that, they attempt to convince those people of bringing that person into his illuminated corporation.